Hello and welcome to Factorio. This is Colonel Failure, and today we're going to be talking about bottlenecks and how we deal with them. So we've made some progress from where we were when you were last time around. We've managed to double up on our number of blue flasks being produced, but we're not getting enough batteries in. So they're staggering the amount that they can put out. This is problematic because it means we're not running at full efficiency. We've got stuff just kicking around, waiting to be used, but not actually being used. And the same is true in a couple of places. But I think it's where we've got petrochem fuel being required that the biggest bottleneck is actually occurring. So as you can see at this chemical plant, this is where we're producing batteries, but nothing is happening. Now, what I could do is I could take this storage of batteries and just flood it straight onto the belt as a short-term solution. But frankly, that is only a short-term solution. And it's not, in 20 minutes' time, we're only going to be faced with exactly the same dilemma again, where we're not quite getting enough stuff in. So what I'm going to look at doing today is upgrading the amount of stuff that we've actually got being produced to the point that we're not faced with queues all over the place. And I think batteries is going to be the first one that I solve. Now, before I crack on, this is kind of it's a fundamental to Factorio, is that as you grow your factory in size and in scale, that you regularly find that actually what was working smoothly beforehand no longer does so because additional resources are being used or additional resources are being required. And batteries aren't the only culprit for this. Something that we've talked about on numerous occasions is power. And as you can see here, we're now no longer making enough solid fuel for our power system to keep up. Further down the belt here, you can see we've got a combination of both solid fuel and wood going on. And that was purely a short-term fix to offset the fact that we didn't have enough solid fuel being produced. Now, I mean, we've got a ridiculously long queue of this stuff right now because it's also feeding the engines. And as that runs out, as I've spoken about before, the engines will transition over and use some of the wood for a little while. But what that probably means is that we'll get to a situation where engines are stalling in mid-journey, which is far from ideal. As you can see here, there we go. As if by magic, we have an offering being made of some wood. The engine doesn't want wood right now because the engine actually is after solid fuel. So that will keep running on the solid fuel stock that it has, and until such a time that it can no longer do so. Still, we'll figure that out. We will figure that out because that's kind of what we're here for. Anyway, for the time being, our defences are holding up. The aliens are probing on multiple headings to see what we're made of, but so far, the combination of bullet-driven and laser-driven defences that we've got are holding them off adequately. I wouldn't go so far as to say nicely, but we're only encountering a combination of small and medium biters right now. We haven't got the big boys turning up, and the big boys will provide a fair challenge. The good news is that we're looking to upgrade our logistics system, so instead of only being able to provide the provider chests, we'll also be able to get requesters on the go, and that should go some way towards helping to speed things along a little. Anyway, so let's look at this bottleneck we've got going on with chemical production. So as you've seen before, we've got two sets of pump jacks running in two different areas of the base, and they're both feeding into this main storage area. Now we've got plenty of crude oil coming in. The problem is that we've got not enough crude oil going out. So right now we've got light oil here where the tank is completely full and is going to remain full for as long as it takes to produce an individual solid fuel block. So the first thing that we could do is we could speed that up to breeze through it more quickly, but to be honest, I prefer the efficiency modules, largely because you get more for the initial resource, and running out of resources is a it's something that's always going to happen, but it's a surefire way to get yourself into trouble. What I might do is I might just drop these extra bits of solid fuel that I've got kicking around into the system for now, just to move that through to make sure that all our boilers are suitably powered. Equally, lubricant is fully stocked. I'm only using it to make engines with. We've got 5 engines there. If we stick in some more electronic circuits, we'll continue making robot frames. Now, I mean, we've not got a shortage of robot frames particularly. I could possibly do with some more. More robots is merrier. But that's that's another shortcoming, and frankly, we need to make sure that things keep moving. So let's get some more pipe on the go as well. Right, you've got a full stock of engines. You've got a full stock of engines. You don't need any more for the moment, which is why you're not grabbing any more. You're going to wait until there is some demand, which should be now. So there we go. We just moved one across. That will move one across, I imagine, as soon as there's a gap in the system. Anyway, the main problem we've got is with light oil. We're just not using enough of it. Now, a quick look at our recipe system. Here is solid fuel is pretty much the main thing that we're going to be using that for. Although we could be refining it into petrochem, which actually might not be a bad call. We haven't got advanced oil processing yet, so that's another job for the blue flasks. As soon as they've finished on the logistics system, actually, we've got an item just being destroyed. I suspect that's only a piece of wall, but we'll go have a quick look, and then we'll come back and fix batteries, like I said I was going to do. The logistics system is also, hopefully, pretty soon going to be speeding up the pace of these logistic robots, because frankly, if I can outrun them, they're not doing a particularly good job. Let's go have a look and see what we lost here. Was it this one? I suspect it wasn't. I suspect it was the other one. But let's go have a look. So the one thing that we're actually doing okay on at the moment is power. Accumulators can hold on to 1.2 gigajoules, which is splendid and more than enough to keep us secure behind our walls for the time being. We have got some ammo problems coming, and actually, if they're going to be probing there more often, we probably ought to up our laser coverage somewhat. That'll help for the time being. And I'm going to get to automatically resupplying the kind of the projectile weapon defenses in no time at all. In fact, I might even get to it in this video, depending on whether the research gets done and when and how long it takes me to. No, there we go. We just missed one bit of wall. Quite why I haven't had one provided to me by my robot chums is beyond me, but I'll investigate that in due course. Right then, so what we need to do is we need to think about how we're going to be using more of the light oil, and given the fact that we've got a production shortage on solid fuel, which I've temporarily offset by dumping solid fuel into the system myself, then I think the most sensible thing to do is to just build another chemical plant and get that rolling. The other thing, of course, that I've got that will offset the solid fuel problem is I've got heavy oil being converted into solid fuel as well, but right now that's just going into a provider chest, and that provider chest is going nowhere because we don't have requester chests yet. But that is not going to be the case for terribly long. So let's turn you so you're facing wrong for a moment. You've done this in the wrong order, of course. What I should have done was built the chemical plant first. But hey, who's counting? Chem plant. There we go. No, that's an oil refinery, Sam. That's something entirely different. We don't need that. Chemical plant. Right. Grand. And what I think I might also do, yeah, let's remove that, efficient this this whole system. I already had. No, no, no. Yeah, that's the new one. Okay, cool. So we can go stick them side by side like that. Hang them onto the pipe system. Pretty simple. And again, I'll probably find that this is not the best thing I could be doing in this situation. It wouldn't be the first time. Let's get those efficiented. And what's more than likely going to happen now, of course, is that I'm going to create my own bottleneck in terms of making too much fuel, because when it comes down to it, solid fuel does last a fair chunk of time. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we inevitably come to it. Let's get some inserters on the go. So, fairly significant incursion going on there. Oh, they're actually doing all right. This sounds like I might need to go and intervene before they break through. No, that's it. They're all dead. We have, however, lost a bit of wall, so I need to get provider chests set up with wall parts in so that they can be automatically replaced. Right, here we go. Okay, feeding both sides of the belt, so I don't need to worry about that splitter system I had going on there. And we're off to the right. Hold on. They're in the base. Terrific. Right. Laser turrets. And as is so often the case, we move from whatever we were planning to do originally into... Where the heck are they? They're right in the middle of the base. Are they taking out the usual selection of bit? There we go. Oh, look at the size of that fella. Well, there we go. I was talking about large biters not yet being on board. They sure as hell are now. Well, that made a mess, didn't it? Alright, what do we need? We need quite a lot. Okay. Fantastic. Right. So what I'm going to do, rather than replace this manually, is I'm going to stick these all in provider chests, because the robots will figure out exactly where stuff is needed much faster than I will. More importantly, however, I do need to go and work out what they just took out in order to get in, so that we can get that replaced. I'll stock up on some wool myself to start with. Yuck. I think yuck is probably the best word here. Let's put those in. Actually, let's give this some general supplies. So your construction robots will go through and replace anything that gets torched by alien infiltrators, providing there's some in your logistics system. So it's always worth sticking, you know, general odds and sods in there, because they'll get distributed as and when required. Okay, one splitter. And a bunch of wool. There we go. Let's put a bunch of wool in there, and then everybody should have what they need to go fix us back up again. Alright, well, that made a mess, didn't it? Okay, that seems to have only created a minor issue, but I'm still not overconfident about where they got in, and it definitely looked like it was on the western flank. Now, are you actually moving now? Still nothing going in Battery Central. What's the hold up here, chaps? Light oil is still maxed. I'm doing my best. So we're using light oil up, and petrochem is replenishing itself. I wonder if it's making plastic. It could be. It could just be making plastic at the moment rather than anything else. That's sulfur. Yeah, sulfur's not moving either. So I definitely need to get advanced processing for material for oil in order to resolve that. Now this feels too low down to me. And of course this is a naked... Oh, hello. Well, okay, so there's a thing. Could this actually be the area where they're breaking in? Let's whack some turret action in here and let's get that hooked up to the grid. Okay, well that'll at least hold them in that corner. I wonder where they got through. Interesting. Yeah, I mean we've got problems in terms of the amount of ammo that a lot of our ballistic turrets are playing with. Let's have a few more of those chaps, and then a few more logistic robots as well. Just to make sure that we've got full coverage. No particular counting going on there, just getting it up and running. All right, I think what I am going to do for the sake of speed is I'm going to dump some of this battery stock straight into the blue flask system, because frankly I need to get some more progress going, because clearly the alien incursions are going to be coming thicker and faster. There we go. That should move things along for a bit. I mean, I want to get assembly machine 3s. I want to get requester chests. I want to get everything. I want everything. Damn it! I want to progress and win the game, like a boss, like a pro, like a champ. All of those things. You've only got one productivity module in there. I'll probably end up beaconing these up as well in order to generate a little bit more speed coming out of them, because they're not the swiftest things in the game. I mean, the good news is I've already got a stash of alien parts, artifacts, parts. They're alien parts. I've been gutting aliens, so I can purple flask it as soon as the research is done. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've already done the research. I have already done the research. Grand. So yeah, so I can go purple as soon as I like, but frankly I need an awful lot of blue flask research right now, and that's the important bit. So what are we doing? We're working on the logistics system which gets us requesters, which is a good place to start, after which I think we'll head towards advanced oil processing. Okay, well I'm going to wrap it up here, because I have totally failed to increase our battery output, and maybe it's going to catch up gradually. But you know, I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, and it's purely down to the lack of petroleum gas that we've got going on. So I'm going to come back as soon as that research is complete, and we'll go from there. So why don't you join me next time, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you very much. Good day to you.